Claude Fable 5 is by far the best AI model I've ever used, but is not going to be included in our Claude subscriptions anymore within the next 24 hours, and that leaves everybody thinking, well, are we going to just use Opus 4.8 from now on again, or are we going to use usage credits? But I'm guessing for 99% of people, usage credits Fable is not an option because I spent a couple of thousands of dollars on it. Just to give it a little try, see if it could actually be something, and no, it can't. It's so incredibly inefficient in comparison to a subscription, you don't even get 5% of the value out of it. Meaning, if you had a $200 subscription, to get the same sort of value could cost you tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in the real world. Especially with some of the token optimizations we've recently found, like for example, turning a big piece of text into an image to save 30 to 50% of tokens. But all of that led me to thinking. We now have the extremely efficient Sonnet 5, which is the best model right now in terms of optimal token usage, and we still have access within our plans to Opus 4.8. As a matter of fact, Opus 4.8 at max is still pretty good. So what if we still have a couple of hours of Fable, which we have, or if we were to want to just use the least amount of tokens possible for Fable, of our usage credits or something, if you're watching this in the future, what would it be that we'd have to build? I've thought about this for a long time, and I've built many things. Here's, for example, a trading system that Claude Fable was able to spin up for me. I've also built some guides on it over the past couple of days to make sure you really do the most important things first, but I failed to mention one thing. If you only have one prompt that you could go for, only one thing you could discuss with Fable, which would be, what is the highest priority out of everything? And all of a sudden, I had a breakthrough. I realized what that one thing would be. Now, depending on what your day-to-day looks like and the way you use your Claude, this could slightly change. But I'll break down my thinking process because it all comes down to one simple thing, which is you need to think. Will this still be useful over the next couple of days, the next couple of months, and a couple of days from now? If so, it is a contender. It's not something we have to prompt just quite yet, but it is a contender that potentially could get some screen time, that could potentially get some prompt input tokens. Like I said at the start, I have already covered in many different guides the way I would personally play your last day here with Fable, which is, for example, to bring your hardest decisions that will last you throughout the next couple of months. Maybe this be business, maybe this be something you've really been putting off for months, you just can't make a decision on. Maybe Fable can help you out with that, because this could cost you thousands, millions of dollars over a couple of years, who knows? This is something you can use the extremely good intelligence for, but theoretically speaking, could also be left to usage credits eventually, right? This can be something you may do in the future, far out. Maybe the decision doesn't have to be done today. And it's also, if it's that important, you can do it with your usage credits. It may cost you a lot of money, but if it saves you hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars down the road, that's okay. Or have it attack your work, run an audit. From looking at the actual system prompts that Anthropic themselves uses for Claude Fable 5, we realized just how many restrictions are in place, but also just how crazy good, essentially, it really is at auditing what you already have done or what it's done on these lower quality models in the past. But that all, in my opinion, doesn't really compare to this one thing you can do right now that doesn't really take as many tokens, but can save you tons of tokens in the future. And also a lot of headaches, also a lot of troubles, and here's the breakdown. So we combine a skill that saves us tokens. There's plenty. One of the ones that just came up to my mind is the Caveman skill, which just reduces the amount of tokens that Claude outputs to you, which are the most expensive ones, by a crazy good amount, hopefully around 65%. We combine that with the new image trick, where you turn a piece of bulky text mostly into an image, because apparently that could save between 30 to 70% on the end bill. Because apparently these characters in an image are, well, a lot easier to process and turning out to be significantly cheaper than just running it in text form. And we combine all of that to basically rewrite the way our AI works going forward. Now, this is a couple of different parts, but it's actually a couple all in one. You rewrite the way that your AI writes to itself. You build that into an automation, and so essentially, from here on forward, every single time after July 7th, after it's out of our subscriptions, that your Claude Opus or Claude Sonnet runs, it's now got a way of running that Claude Fable 5 designed. And how this works in practice is you could actually make it so that Claude Fable 5 runs up a system, builds a system that actually uses Opus 4.8 for the harder tasks, but maybe with the structure already designed in Fable 5 or with the tasks already designed in Fable 5, maybe you already spent a little bit of time to let Claude Fable 5 design 100 things you still need to do with its better intelligence that Opus 4.8 could then build out, which again, it could split up into really efficient Sonnet 5 sub-agents. Now, again, you taking some time right now, especially with the code savings, with the token savings we talked about before, and writing instructions is far more valuable than anything else you could do. But many people have been building these skills that make Claude Fable 5 the main orchestrator and make Claude Fable 5 the conclusion. So that basically means they have these little loops going from Claude Fable 5 to Opus to Claude Fable 5. After July 7th, that will not be a thing. Remember that you have to make sure your funnels here are mostly going to be based on Opus 4.8 and Sonnet 5. And eventually, if Fable comes back to our plans, you can change it and reintegrate it. But the most important thing is that you let Claude Fable 5 build these structures for you now that you can use for the next couple of months, because Fable won't be there anymore, so you have to put Fable outside of this loop. And this is one mistake a lot of people are making right now, that they're not turning those things into proper systems, into proper documents, into proper rule books for your AI. So again, if I had to summarize, make sure that the most important thing, the biggest thing you focus on right now is building a roadmap, a road book, things, how it should be done and what we should be done. The actual execution layer mostly does not require the best AI out there. If you've still got time, run this for the most part, whatever you had to do on Claude Fable 5, then actually run the Opus 4.8 and Sonnet as much as possible, and you let Fable 5 decide when to use each model, because you can literally ask it, which model do you think is best for this? And it will most likely know, and you can build the system in that for going forward, so it'll automatically know when to spin up Opus 4.8 and when to spin up Sonnet. And once you've done that, if you've still got time, you can actually run an audit with Fable 5 again to see if it's doing everything correctly, if something about the system you're using here has to be changed. And people like to combine this with the grill me skill, or, and I've written out a little simple prompt, interview me about a certain process, one question at a time. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, would change this. Change it to as many questions as possible, just because right now we're trying to save on the amount of tokens. So change this to not just one question, but plenty. And when you have enough, write a complete step-by-step playbook so a new hire or a weaker AI like Opus 4.8 could run the process without me. And this is again for optimization and optimization. Include the judgment calls, what good looks like at each step, the common mistakes, and when to stop and ask me. This is by far the most important prompt you could go for right now, because it will last you the next couple of months, and it'll know from then on forward which AI to use when and how to instruct these weaker AIs for the next few generations. And the way I see it is, let's say we have a really successful company with an absolutely goated CEO. This guy is good. He puts systems in place by hiring the right people, making sure they're in the right positions, making sure they know what to do if things go wrong, and having a clear set goal, many goals perhaps, many sub-goals, and a plan. Now, if that person were to unfortunately pass, theoretically speaking, the company could perhaps, maybe not as efficiently, run pretty well, better than had they never had that CEO to look over things. And sure, it would be nice if the CEO was still there to look if everything that he planned out is still going the right way, and that if something should be optimized or tweaked, he could be the one to do it instead of themselves with the knowledge they gathered from the CEO. But you can understand that if every single employee here knows exactly what good looks like and exactly what bad looks like, have got a clear goal and are, well, just doing the way they are instructed, that's already pretty much 90% of the way there. How I did this myself is I told Claude Fable to ask me as many questions as it possibly could, which turned out to be a couple hundred questions for me. I answered every single one of those questions, which took a couple of hours, and then let it write the most important things I need to do in the near future, how to structure them, how to change them, and what exactly I need to build with which model. It then listed out a full-on document with all these different things I had to still do with Fable, following its own judgment call for what most important things are in my life or in my business or whatever. So again, I let Claude Fable decide which things should be ran by Fable and which things I can just do with Opus, Sonnet, whatever. All the ones that require Opus, Sonnet, I've put into the future, right? I'm not doing that today. All I'm focusing on is where exactly can I use Fable, to what extent, and what are the things I really still need to do, but that all starts out with knowing the proper structure. Anyway, if you want the full-on guide on how to set this up, you can find it in the link down below to our school. There's only a couple of people in there, but it's absolutely free. And I try to post guides on there every single time I think of one. Every single time something juicy pops up, I try to post it over in the school. So make sure you join it. And the more people that are in there, the more alive it will most likely be. But you can be one of the first, And not that many people watch my videos. I mean, 1 view an hour, 5 views today. So I'm always appreciative of everybody stopping by and saying hi. And always appreciative of every single person that presses that like button, because with 12 views, sometimes there's 0 likes. So I appreciate every single one of you that stops by and presses that button. That's about it. See you guys again in another one.